Okay, open the Gemara Shabbat. Read it.
Right in front of my
Oh my God.
This is it. This is
I
it.
didn't look that high up.
Okay, so meantime we discover two more. Exactly what I was looking. I mean, to carry it downstairs.
I got good exercise.
Looking at Kuf Chaf Amud Aleph.
Gotta write down the first one.
We spent yesterday in the Psukim. When the Jewish people are coming to Israel, they have to destroy all the
הבית הבדו את
כל המקומות. לא תעשו כן להשם אלוקיך. We looked in the Rambam yesterday. If you erase one name of Hashem, the same as eating chazir or eating chametz on Pesach. We saw in the Rambam many details. Fine. Look now. Today's topic is going to be if you do it indirectly. Look a second in Daf Kuf Chaf Amud Aleph and the Mishnah.
פוסלים. Which Mishnah? There's two on the page.
I'm sorry, what the Gemara is it?
Shabbat, Daf Kuf Chaf Amud Aleph. Kuf Chaf, the topic is going to be Gram Kibui b'Shabbat. You're indirectly putting away the fire, Mutar or Asur, which of course is spilling to many other mitzvot. Rabbi Shimon ben Anas Omer, says the Mishnah, פורסים אור של גדי על גבי שידת איבה ומגדל שאחז בהם האור. A candle fell and the buffet starts to catch fire. You can take a skin of a gdi and spread it. This way is going to block the fire, which means indirectly the fire is going to go out. Ve'osin, okay, this is very practical. Ve'osin mechitza bechol hakelim בין מלאים בין ריקנים.
Fill the bowls with water also.
Correct. I could take bowls of plastic, fill it up with water, put it around the area that the fire is spreading. Eventually they're going to burst. I'm really pulling the fire out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is not cases of chas v'shalom pikuach nefesh. It's only a question of saving property. Rabbi Yossi אוסר בכלי חרס חדשים מלאים מים. He says if they are new pottery, because they are definitely going to burst, they are still new. לפי שאין יכולים לקבל את האור, ואין מתבקעים ומכבים את הדלקה. הלך המעשה זה כתי כלים בין חדשים בין ישנים. So look, Rabbi Yosef says if it's a new pottery, it's definitely going to burst and the water is going to look at the Rashi all the way at the bottom. Bein meleim mayim. Rabbi Yosef says don't take new pottery מפני שאינם יכולים לקבל את האור מפני שחדשים הם. Turn the page, דף קכ עמוד ב'.
What does new pottery mean? What's the
Just
a new pottery. If it comes with a lot of heat, they're going to burst and they are filled up with water.
But this is to pour the water you're talking
Talking
about?
about Shabbat, and the fire is going to eat your buffet of $10,000. You're allowed to desecrate Shabbat to save money. So he said,
pottery to pour the water you mean, or to
yeah,
save
that is definitely a sin. Put direct. But to put around it this way, if the fire is causing the balloon, the plastic, the clay to burst, I didn't do that. It's in there. It's mutar. Says Rabbi Yosef, if you take new pottery, it's as if you did directly. If you're doing it directly, because you know for sure it's going to burst.
No, but why is new pottery gonna crack further than old pottery? Is it the way, the nature of the chemistry?
Correct. This
New
is
pottery doesn't have the rigidity, so to speak, that the old ones?
correct.
And since when the ceramic burst upon heat? I mean,
Yeah.
it's surprising.
The only way to secure any pottery is after you use it few times with fire. This way,
You fire it, so to speak. So, yeah,
right? As a matter of fact, the Gemara says in many places that let's say you took wood from a tree of Avodah Zarah, and you are baking bread in a new oven made from pottery. The oven has to be destroyed. Why? Why? Because this fire made the oven into an oven. If it's an old oven that I use many times, okay, so when I'm using a tzim of Avodah Zarah, I cannot bake right now because the heat comes
Yeah.
from Avodah Zarah or from Orla, whatever the case is. But if it's new, it's becoming now a real oven
It's like
after
Makeh
it went
B'Madish almost.
like.
Makeh
This is exactly it. Rabbi Yossi claims the likelihood of a new pottery is going to burst. Let's see what the Gemara does with that. Look,
Huda Amar.
go to the Gemara in Daf Kuf Chaf Amud Bet. Look at the second line of the white line. Turn the page. Look at the second line.
Why should the pottery burst? I don't understand. There's
No,
the
no.
fire after they work.
Jordan, your business is real estate. I mean, every time I'm not in the pottery business. Apparently, the Gemara repeats it many times. Apparently, this is look at the second line. ואילו הם כלים שאין דרכם להשתבח. כלי מתכות, metal, כלי כפר שיחין, pottery made in this particular place because the soil, the different soil. Fine. וכלי כפר חנניה, the כלים from this village, נמי אין דרכם להשתבח, שרבי יוסף אומר אף כלי fine. Now listen to this now, what the Gemara really wants to know. We read the Mishnah says, according to Chachamim, do whatever it takes to indirectly stop the water by surrounding the water with old pottery or new pottery mutar. Why? Because it's indirect. Rabbi Yossi says, the likelihood is very strong, don't do it. Verami, you see the Gemara? The Rabbanan, Verami, the Rabbi Yossi, the Rabbi Yossi. We have now a contradiction between Rabbi Yossi and Rabbanan. Rabbi Yossi in the Mishnah says, if the results are inevitable, don't do it. Rabbanan are saying, as long as you're not doing it directly, it's mutar. Listen to this. The Tanya, הרי שהיה שם, כתוב לו על בשרו. A strange reason, in today's lunatic world.
Yeah, tattoos today, everybody has tattoos.
Lama Shoma tattoo, you have the name, Yud K Vav K, written on your arm, yes?
I saw
And if you-
somebody with that.
Yeah,
I've seen that. I saw people with that. Amazing.
I said in
I don't think
today's,
they're even Jewish.
today's,
they're not. No, they're not.
normally it's people who are
Maybe
deranged,
today.
yes?
I don't know. I used to go ask.
I had.
I didn't go to.
No, but this is the reason. A lunatic told him, you have to carry the name of God with you. Can you imagine how successful you're going to be? Meantime, the minute he
Rabbi,
engraved
you've
it,
heard
forget
the pitch of tattoo parlors, it sounds like.
it.
That's a selling ploy.
But what the person who has a tattoo with Hashem Hashem and he doesn't want to wash it off, so on a rainy day, let him.
Tattoo, okay,
Doesn't
this
come
this
off.
is our topic. Remember, if you make a tattoo, you can shower a million times, it doesn't take it away because it's under the skin. The Gemara is not talking about,
Yeah, some.
Writing.
but check, the Gemara is not talking about a tattoo.
You're right.
But if you have a tattoo, I have no problem going into the water. It's not going to be red. Gemara is talking that I wrote it with a regular pen, and after I'm going into the water, if I'm
It's
using
washed off.
soap, I'm scrubbing it. It's going to be destroyed. Yeah. Rami the Rabbi Yosef, Rami the Rabbi Yosef, נתניה, הרי שהיה שם כתוב לו על בשרו, הרי זה לא ירחוץ ולא יסור, don't go into a mikveh, don't take a shower on your hand, don't anoint it. Why? Because if you're doing it slowly, you are erasing the name of Hashem. We saw yesterday in the Rambam, the Gemara, Shulchan Aruch, erasing the name of Hashem of Yud Kei Vav Kei, 7 names, is asur min haTorah. ולא יעמוד במקום התילופת. This idiot, who, by the way, with the Yud Kei, can never ever take a naked shower, yes?
Right.
Because you are naked in front of Yud Kei Vav Kei.
Yeah.
And of course no one told him that. By him it's לא יעמוד במקום התילופת.
He doesn't know any of this stuff anyway. Today they don't know. Today maybe
ולא יעמוד במקום התילופת. He is a piece of תילופת. But anyway, מסכן.
So to take the tattoo off is also not allowed, right?
He has a good question.
So what do you do?
And he can't take it off either.
Here Joseph has a good point. Joseph says this lunatic who added a tattoo of Yud Kei Vav Kei for the rest of his life, he has to stay with it.
What he has to do is probably cover it with a bandage.
Right, when he showers.
Yeah, when you go, or any bathroom.
Any given time, every time he goes to the bathroom, Joseph, yes, to shower, he has to cover it.
He said that's over.
No, but let's say make it
No,
permanent.
the Gemara is talking about the pen. But this guy, the guy that Jack saw, if he becomes sincerely religious,
I don't think he would do it.
He was.
I went, a kid in Flatbush many years ago. His mother died from cancer. I went to the burial. Normally we go to the burial. So I was in the car with a friend of this fellow. You see clearly he's not religious, but I saw that he has a tattoo. As we drive into the cemetery, he says to me, Rabbi, is it correct that those with tattoos cannot be buried? Cannot be buried? To understand the guy doesn't keep Shabbat, Kashrut, Yom Kippur. He's afraid of burial. I wanted to tell you, don't worry about your burial. Think on the 80 years before. But anyway, this concept anyway, Jack, doesn't have any.
Yeah.
It's a Surah Torah. It's a Surah Torah to make.
With tattoos. I remember the guy from Peter.
Rabbi, I heard a rabbi lecture. He said, "You want to be proud and happy that you're Jew? Go to a supermarket, look at all the people with tattoos, and you realize that you're blessed. You don't have this craziness of tattoos on the body."
Obviously, the craziness is because I want people to look at me. For the same reason a woman wears a bikini, the same reason a woman wears, look at me, which means I'm nobody but what you see. So this is the same as
Just ink. It's a shame. Like you said, it's all about it's
Anyway, look at the Gemara.
It's disgusting.
So nizdamna lo tefillah shel mitzvah. In the time of the Torah, sometimes if you are a male or a female, you have to go to the mikveh. Here, what Jimmy said before, korech alei agemi,
Put a bandage.
put the band
Cover
it, veyored vetover. Good. The question obviously, why is it not chatzitza? This is not
To
the
make
issue.
it loose enough that it's covered.
But the point is now, we are interested in protecting Shem Hashem. If you go into the water, you are exposing Shem Hashem to water, most likely. Rabbi Yossi Omer, לעולם יורד וטובר כדרכו.
Wow.
It's the opposite from what
Right,
he told us
over
before.
there he was worried.
Here, Rabbi Yossi by Shabbat is worried that if most likely the new pottery is going to burst, don't do it. And here he's telling him, go. ובלבד שלא ישב שף, as long as you're
Don't
not
try it.
scrubbing it. So you realize here's a contradiction from Rabbi Yossi and Rabbi Yossi. By Shabbat he's telling me, don't use new pottery to block, to surround the water because it might burst. Most likely it's going to burst. And here he says, go. As long as you're not scrubbing it. Now,
Let it
of
wash off by itself.
course you have the same contradiction in Rabbanan.
Right, I was gonna say.
Rabbanan
oh,
are telling by
yeah,
Shabbat,
yeah,
by
okay,
Shabbat,
okay,
you
okay,
take
fine.
even new pottery. Why? Because I'm not doing it directly. I'm just putting it around the water. The fire is going to, And here you're telling me, no, cover it. Why cover it? I'm going to the water. I'm not erasing it.
So there has to be a
It's
difference,
going
there has
be-
to be a difference between the
Basically,
issue of erasing
we're
God's
going
name
now into
and-
an area of a new concept called grama. Grama means indirectly. Yes, in both cases, I'm not directly putting the fire out. I'm not directly erasing the name of Hashem.
Would it help if a
So the-
non-Jew did it for you, erased it? A non-Jew.
Let's read the answer of the Gemara. Shani Atam. After we understand the answer, we'll deal with your question. Shani Atam, this case of erasing the name of Hashem, this is in this week's parasha. Dichtiv ve'ibadetem et shmam min hamakom hahu. We are obligated to erase the names of the idols or their churches. Lo ta'asun ken la'Hashem Elokeichem. The reason why I cannot erase the name of Hashem is this pasuk. Lo ta'asun ken, we saw it yesterday. Asiya ude asur gerama sham. Doing it directly is asur. Says Rabbi Yossi, it's mutar to go to the mikveh. Since I have to go to the mikveh, it's mutar. But there is a big likelihood that there were Shem Hashem a Yud. We saw yesterday, even if a Yud, you erase a Yud.
Same thing, it's a letter.
It's erased. It's not only a letter, but the minute you erase the Yud, there's no more Yud Kei Vav Kei, so you erase the entire letter. So Rabbi Yossi is saying when it comes to Shem Hashem, the Torah says openly, Asiya directly is Asur, indirectly is Mutar.
Oh, isn't it strange? Indirectly inevitable. Isn't that same as direct?
One agrees that don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do the tattoo. Nekuda. Everyone agrees that don't take twice shower a day because you have a problem.
Right.
Realize that our issue is tvilah shel mitzvah.
Yeah.
And cannot go to the mikveh. And every time he showers, he has to leave his
Yeah.
head out, even according to Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi,
Yeah.
it's mutar lekatchila. He says, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you have a tvilah or mitzvah, since the erase of Hashem
Ah.
coming indirectly, then
Yeah.
fine. The mitzvah versus indirectly.
Yeah.
But the obvious question is, why is Shabbat different?
Right.
Which means Rabbi Yossi now is telling us something new. Every time the Torah is using the word lo ta'aseh, ta'aseh means a positive doing.
Correct.
It is mutar.
Correct.
Iachi, achanami by Shabbat, ketiv,
So Ta'aseh Melacha.
lo ta'aseh kol melacha. This is the base of Shabbat, Asiyah. Asiyah would assume, why are you, Rabbi Yossi, not allowing us to use new pottery? Because it's going to burst and put out fire. What? Listen to what the Torah answers. מתוך שאדם בהול על ממונו, אישר יתלי, התל כיבויה.
If you let him do that, he's going to put it out himself if it doesn't.
Imagine, this is your house. Yes. By my youngest son, a few weeks ago, my daughter-in-law was lighting candles. The candle tilted, and a beautiful painting, mamash. The painting was destroyed. Right?
Oh, wow.
I mean, it caught the can.
No, right, no, the candle tilted. It like it was leaning on the wall. The painting was exactly.
My wife, when she lights candles, like she opens all the curtains.
Yeah.
She
So
makes sure
she's
there's
right.
Everything's
make
away.
sure there's nothing there.
There's nothing
This
near
is
it.
before we had the fire. So always she did this, not before we had the fire.
Yeah.
I remember, we are human, some of us are more never, some are less, and we know tragedy that happen in the community, Chanukah or Shabbat. So here's the answer. The answer is you are right, and it should have been permitted on Shabbat too, according to Rabbi Yossi, to use new pottery. But Chachamim are afraid.
He's
Human
afraid.
nature is
He's afraid.
you see your furniture, you see your carpet, you see that. Remember, the trick is, again, it's easy to say because we after breakfast or we sit in the air-conditioned room. But let's assume, chas v'shalom, the candle tilted, by me, it's tilting on the carpet.
Let's say the whole thing started.
Now, there's no way that within 5 seconds, the carpet is on fire. Slowly it starts to, so you put water, we're going to learn about it. You're taking water and you put it around.
Surrounding it.
Remember, the carpet is gone already, because but my fear is it's going to spread and consume. Let's put the water again. Our wives are very nervous. We would be the same. This is bahul al mamon. We see fire, you see.
Yeah, no, talking about you can walk out of the house.
Death will never happen.
Walk out of the house.
And by the way, this is really when you're talking about places like the truth is not like in Brooklyn where there's houses next to each other.
No, there's one house on.
So
You have
God
a
forbid
farmer,
it gets spread to the whole.
farm in New Jersey.
Yeah,
No, but if you're dealing with Europe, they lived in a row house.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
then the halakha, I'm saying halakha al-ma'aseh can be different.
I'm telling you, in
So,
practicality, again,
now you're protecting
we have,
the right to
we lose our mind when it happens. But in practicality, take a bottle of water, make sure it's pouring spring,
Certainly.
yes? And put the water around, nothing will happen.
You know, in practicality, you panic because things can go out of the control.
Right.
Isn't
Then
that
the halakha is trying to teach us to control our mind. It happens when you see emergencies. It happens,
Rabbi, could you explain, so what's the difference between this and the Mishnah that we read Friday nights, Mechaber et Haner?
Us is going to stand that test.
המחבר את הנר זה מחלוקת רבי יהודה על רב שמעון את מלאכה שאינה צריכה לגוף. I'm putting the fire out because I don't want it. המחבר את הנר מפני שהוא מתיירא מפני ליסטים מפני רוח רעה. This is a classic אינה צריכה לגופה. I'm not interested in putting the fire out. Eli is asking over there the חולה has to sleep the מתיירא מפני ליסטים. Here this is
He wants the
kibui.
fire out.
Kibui means I don't want the fire. This is what kibui is. L'kuli alma is alright. I don't want the fire here. Obviously, because it's consuming. This few months ago, my wife says to me before I go to shul, turn the fire under the soup. In 5 minutes, she has to turn it off. Anyway,
She's around or she's upstairs?
she's on the floor.
She's on the floor.
Anyway,
As
as
turn it on, she doesn't turn it on.
it happened, either me or
I want to never
her,
ask you to turn it on.
forgotten, we put
Turn on the light.
towel on the soup, and of course the fire was on. My wife said to me, she hears. Did you ever hear fire slowly?
Crackling.
Crackling is the word she
Crackling.
used.
Crackling.
She comes into the kitchen, a real bath towel, one of these giants,
Wow,
and fire.
it's not a joke. Who put it on?
What?
It's not a joke.
I was not in the house. But she did she picked it up because it was not completely in fire. She put it in the sink, and not because she was halakha, but she put the water around. They come home and the house was a mess. But this is our case.
No, but
People panic again because we
But
panic.
in Hatzalah, when they take people on Shabbat, there is 80% of the cases, it's not emergency. Here the same thing, anything can happen. The fire is even more dramatic. I would really shut it off and finish.
In my neighborhood, if it's not emergency, they're very careful what they do or they don't. Tzala, not the goyim. Tzala, choose a clean rule.
Larry,
Has to be done.
I
Really think that if you break your pinky, Tzala can take you.
90%
If
fire
a
can
tzala
take it to
comes,
hospital.
if a tzala comes, the tzala will tell you here the doctor in 50 seconds.
I don't think they'll take you if you broke a finger or something.
They'll never ever.
They have to come to your house. That's what they don't know what's the case. But to go the next step, I don't think they'll take you for a picnic.
Now they are trained very much. If they do, otherwise they have a problem.
I think that a lot of time they don't want to take the risk, but the same thing with the fire. Why should we take the risk?
Joseph, speak to any tzala member you know from our community, from any community, they'll tell you exactly what this time.
I I know from my
When
experience, any like they come, they encourage you to.
The answer is because it's your mom עד 120, עד 180. Anything by an old man is considered sakana. So this is the answer. And if the same exactly what happened to a lady at 40, Tzala would say, do call a car, non-Jewish car service, and it goes on.
Each case is different.
So it's assumed, no. So it's right. Every time, whatever happens to your mother, by old people, a couple of months ago, I felt in the morning, I was ready to take a shower, I felt. Hatzalah comes, okay, I told him, listen, I feel perfect. So the guy says to me, I understand, but all the vital organs is fine. He says, but why did you faint?
Yeah.
No, but you
I
understand?
told you to ask.
No. So this, they would do the same on Shabbat because I'm a healthy man. I never faint. I don't have any blood, Baruch Hashem, I don't have any problem. So the fact that it happened shows that perhaps something happened.
So, Rabbi, happened to my father. My mother called me maybe a year ago. He fainted.
Right.
He fell. He was bleeding from his nose. Hatzalah came. Everything was perfect. They told him go to the hospital. He said, "No, I don't want to go." They said, "No, we have to take you. We don't know."
This is
No, but what happened? He needed a pacemaker. No, why did he faint? His heart skipped a beat. It skipped a beat.
You understand, Joseph?
But he was felt perfect.
A healthy man, something that happened,
And I wasn't
something like this
the one again.
happened very often,
He needed a
especially by
pacemaker.
your mother, but otherwise,
Otherwise, what happened again? It happened in the hospital. So they saw it again.
so let's go. The Gemara
And they
continues.
went away 4 days to put a pacemaker. Was that crazy? Now that you know there's a problem, that's what the great's about a hospital. After they found the problem, they said, "Oh, no, maybe it was Shavuot or something. We can't get a doctor for 4 days." Are you crazy? You saw the person needs something now. You're gonna wait 4 days?
Open now the Gemara. So remember, if we say with this Gemara, the bottom line is Shabbat and erasing the name of Hashem or any other melachot, as we're going to see, directly asur, indirectly mutar.
I have a question, Rabbi Yosef. It says bahul adam. So now he tells you don't put the water at all. So if Adam is bahul, is he going to really not put any water? I mean, it's counterintuitive.
Jimmy says, but you are permitted to put kelim yeshanim. Remember, you agree.
No, let's say I only have clay hadashim. So the BOC says, no, you know what? If you put that, you might come to whatever. So don't put it all. But the guy's bahul al mamuno, he's not going to do nothing.
Open now, Daf Mem Zayin Amud Bet. Mem Zayin Amud Bet. Mem Zayin Amud Bet. Go back. Here.
Sorry, Rob.
This is 120. You're going to 47.
So if you're a rabbi, you give advice. Can you say that hold
The
horses?
best advice good rabbis give is in level general. Says, I tailor it to what your case you are.
Every case is different.
All the rabbis that give, I remember, if you remember, this is really many years ago, 35 years ago. The fellow was a religious man, came Shabbat morning early from Tefillah. The mother approached him, give me your money. He said, I don't have anything. I was not sincerely religious. I said, stab him. So some rabbi wouldn't say that. He says, everyone from now on should carry $50 units. Happened in Manhattan once in 90 years. Why didn't he say everyone buy an expensive watch? And if your mother comes, give him expensive watch is at that time $500. I'm not allowed to carry the $50. Yes? Because it happened once. Happened once. But you see, if you see black on everything on the expense of the halacha, look at during COVID, everyone was so careful. How come when it comes to halacha, the Hasidim are very careful on halacha? This is why in COVID they didn't take it as serious. They followed more or less in general.
So I do this halacha. If I go home, should I tell everybody like, guys, you have to be careful when I send you something, think it twice. I mean, I cannot say that. I will say just put it off.
Joseph, you're the rabbi of your house. You know You know your
No, in
You
general.
know-
I know his wife is definitely not the rabbi of his house. For sure not.
No, but Joseph, no, but this is the real answer. If you are trained from a young age, I said in the pizza store in Alon Shvut, and I speak to 4 ladies that the husband at that time were serving in the army. And we talk how you feel with your kids and others. So I asked one of them when we were very young, I said, well, you have the strength to talk. I said, I was raised that.
Raised. But Joseph,
She was trained.
Rabbi
I was
Joseph,
raised.
today
The husband,
the wives, and the
necessarily
kids, and even the
army,
men are trained
This
to
is
panic.
part of our life.
No, what you're saying is
Joseph,
he's
every girl
they
in
trained to panic.
Ateret, every girl in Bet Yaakov is raised. If something happened, right away she tells what is the halacha telling you? If she doesn't know, she'll do whatever she has to
They know
do.
they're raised with a certain style.
No, but I'm just saying,
No, but
Joseph's
they're
right.
very
Today they
Shabbat.
panic quickly. Today, Rabbi, everybody, the younger generation and even other, they're trained to panic
On everything.
on everything. That's it. You look at them, you can see it. They train. Nobody stays calm anymore. Any small little thing, they're trained to panic.
Someone called us once
We live in
before
such a
Shabbat,
sensitive-
she's in the ninth month and she feels that she's due. So she lives in Flatbush. She has to deliver in my mother. And we find an apartment nearby. What's your problem if you're going to labor? Says, no, but this way I don't have to disappear Shabbat. I can just walk to that. You see the way she was trained?
She was laying down. She was
It's
laying down.
definitely mutar if she goes into labor to call.
But you can avoid it.
She was raised if you can avoid it. You know how much discomfort it is for women in the 9th month to go nowhere on 9th Avenue.
You know,
You
it's
know
funny.
my mother is? She was raised
No,
on
I
this.
would be afraid of even raising.
That sounds like the story of Shalosh Matanot with the girl who puts
No,
the.
but there are thousands of ladies like this, and of course there are thousands of the exact opposite. And in between is what we are addressing here.
But he said this is Rabbi David Nikesh. I remember when it was 8:30 on Shabbat morning. He wasn't there. I said, okay, maybe something happened to him. He showed up late. He goes, my wife is in her 9th month, and she didn't feel the baby. I said, okay, what does that mean? She didn't feel the baby. He goes, he goes, I was able to push her off for 12 hours. Then she got crazy. I sent her to the hospital with her mother. I mean, he tried to avoid it, but he said she just got.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
The answer is
the craziness was more than
when the woman goes
Yeah.
into this crazy mode, she's in danger.
She made herself a danger.
She made it. You cannot control
You
it.
can't control it. She can't. So then he goes, I had to let her go. I said.
There's a lady, a husband, the Rabbi Shalom used to come in sometimes. A very generous man. She woke up one Shabbat morning and she says, my father in Cedar Hills needs me now. And they come to know, but she was very dedicated to her father. And she said, I feel that something's going on. And she drove her husband crazy. She wants to take a cousin, Behemet religious. They went to the rabbi, a serious rabbi.
She had a premonition.
Feeling.
Anyway, they took her down to Jewish council and she was right.
Wow.
She was so close to her father.
She felt it.
Souls
She
was
felt it.
Kinetic like.
Okay.
Definitely.
No, but very often it's a craze.
Yeah, it happens with twins.
Look at the Mishnah now. This is the Sugya now, the exact opposite from our Gemara. But you should know, television and social media is part of it because everything, understand, one kid was arrested. And
That's it. It becomes every case.
Every
It becomes
case.
every case.
I made a mistake.
But
in
Rabbi,
this kid
sometimes
to bring
people
it back.
also are trained. Like I can tell my wife, anything happens, the worst. She thinks the worst. I said, why? There's so many things that can happen between here and here. Not always. It goes all the way to the worst case scenario. It's just the way
Says-
they. You know,
says-
You get programmed.
Says the Mishnah,
you know,
listen
they
to
got the
this.
opposite, you know, like,
נותנים כלי תחת הנר,
like the
this
worst.
is the
What's
Mishnah,
worst?
the exact opposite. נותנים כלי תחת הנר לקבל ניצוצות. Sparks are coming
From the candle.
from the candle. So on Erev Shabbat, you can put an empty
Right. To collect the sparks.
vessel that the sparks fall in.
That's why when they do the oil, sometimes they put a little.
Good. Tosafot talk about this case. So what he said, when you light your candle, you put first water and then
Yeah.
a minute.
Well, that's the same.
But
oil.
says the Mishnah,
What?
That's the same oil also.
Says-
I know.
They do it for
It
safety.
does burn the cup, right? If you didn't have water, it does burn the
says the
cup.
A few reasons. Sometimes it's for protection because
Oh, it's not
but
Kabbalah.
most of the time the reason is because if you don't, it's going to burn 8 hours. You don't need.
That's what I
to
said.
burn 8 hours.
And water is much cheaper than oil.
If you take real olive oil, don't do it right. Good.
And if the olive oil drips, could you use that olive oil on Shabbat?
The olive oil is amazing muktzeh. Because when Shabbat came in, the olive oil was dedicated.
So I can use
Now,
that olive
the
oil?
Mishnah, no, you cannot.
Cannot.
V'lo yiten letocho mayim, this is the opposite from what we learned here. But make sure that this
No,
dish
the-
that you
the
put
oil
around
cup
the
that
candles
goes
doesn't have
behind
water. Here,
Yeah, the cup.
לפני שהוא מכבה.
לפני שהוא מכבה, מכבה means indirect. Look at the Gemara. The Gemara is questions now, what we just learned. למה תנן סתמה כרבי יוסי, ואמר גורם לכיבוי אסור.
Right.
Why shouldn't I be able to put on Erev Shabbat a vessel with water and the sparks of the fire are falling in? I'm not doing anything directly. Huh? This goes like Rabbi Yossi that says
Before Shabbat.
for Shabbat. Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. But Rabbi, I can do whatever I want before Shabbat. Why do you gotta tell me that?
ותסברה, האם הוא דאמר רבי יוסי בשבת?
בערב
יוסי
שבת מי
was
אמר?
talking on
He said this is
Shabbat,
before Shabbat started.
don't take a pottery vessel. This is an ערב שבת. בערב שבת מי אמר? וכי תימא הכנמי, this case here, that I'm taking a vessel with water is on Shabbat, והתניא נותנים כלי תחת הנר לקבל ניצוצות בשבת, ואין צריך לומר בערב שבת, ולא ייתן בתוכו מים, לפני שהוא מכבה. It is. So the Gemara has a very big problem. This is our Mishnah, Rabbi Yossi. Look at the last 2 lines of the Gemara. אלא אמר רב אשי, אפילו תימא רבנן, שני הכה, מפני שמקרב את כיבויו.
He's making it closer.
If I am putting a vessel with water, the sparks are definitely going to be out quicker. If I have an empty vessel, the sparks anyway are going to go out. The karevet, what is the difference between this and taking a pottery clean with Rabbanan and saying mutar?
I don't see what even his answer is not a good answer. Machmatli, it's still gerama.
This is part of the question.
It's all gerama. It's all the oraitas allowed.
All the Rishonim are having this problem. Here somehow I cannot leave a vessel with water Erev Shabbat to catch the sparks because mekarev et kibuyo, and over there I can take a pottery, old or new with machloket. So comes the Rashba and the Ritba and they say the following answer. They say
because you know you're afraid that's not.
the sparks are fire.
So it can't.
Put the candle in a bowl of
You
water.
said that it can explain by itself.
Comes the Rashba, and the Rashba says like this. Okay, remember, you have to be the Rashba to say. The Ritba says here it's vadai. Vadai means there's no doubt. Remember,
Sparks gonna fall
the
into the
sparks
water.
are definitely falling, so I'm mechabe vadai. Because in all the cases that we learned in page 120,
The fire's not gonna get there, Vadai.
you are not sure that the fire is going to get there. You are not sure that the clear
Oh.
will burst. Maybe
Oh.
the fire is going to stop just because you have vessels around. כך אומר הרשב"א.
But this is still gerama.
What?
Afילו Vadai.
Correct.
They
correct.
can
No, no,
gerama.
Jimmy is right. Jimmy is right.
And then you just told me on page Kav Kav,
Right.
gerama's mutar.
Correct. With the Rashba and the Ritba are telling us that even gerama, if it's a ודאי, אסור.
This is a
תשמע,
chidush.
תשמע. So 120 years ago in Europe, every man that went into an institution, at that time especially, of infectious diseases, the rule was if you come out live or dead, everything that you came in with, we have to burn. Means your garments, because
Right, because you can get.
your
it can spread.
tefillin.
Wow.
That tefillin, should you, they tell you have to be a month. Should I bring it in knowing
It's gonna burn,
knowing
or don't bring it in at
Oh,
all.
that's that Jewish rabbi.
It's a good question.
says
Siddur, your tefillin, everything. Maybe you say you do it by heart.
You
You do it by heart.
Tefillin is serious. Anyway, says the Rav of Chibin, don't bring it in based on our case. Even though I'm indirectly burning it, remember, it's not me doing it. The rule of the hospital is whenever you came anyway, amazing.
Mechila, I have a problem with this pshat. You're mevatel a mitzvah deoraita
Correct.
for 30 days, let's say.
Right.
On what? On isur of gerama that the
No,
rabbanan.
no,
This is not a
Okay, so
deoraita.
he wants,
No, it's a derabbanan. It's a
if
derabbanan.
he wants to say since it's a gerama badak, let's go.
מה אכפת לי?
לא תעשון כן.
Rabbi, the opposite case here, there's no, what was the opposite case of this Gemara? Leave the kli without water.
Many achronim disagreed with him. But this is what he said, and the reason is the shift of. See, those who disagree claim here the vadai means the vessel is around the fire. There's no question.
Right, the spark's gonna move.
Over there, remember, this is a hospital is a factory. Not everything is. Are you sure beyond the doubt that this? You're not sure. The general rule is that whatever comes in. Now, many times you misplace. You can't say it's vadai. This is really done.
But why do you have to say? Why
You're
can't
saying-
you
you're
say
saying-
mitzvah mebatel is on a lo ta'aseh?
Good.
And this is not a lo ta'aseh. This is a derabanan.
Okay, Jim is asking
Answer that question.
if indirectly it's mutar, and over there the goyim are doing it, or whoever works the hospital, it's not a vadai and it's a grama. We'll come back to it maybe tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
You know,
Mel,
Did they want to what?
Cat?
No, you see what happens is that when I talk to him, let's say to him, sometimes they don't hear. They say either we need the microphone, which means if I speak on the microphone, my
Yes,
voice
sir.
is.
Good to see
It's
you.
about-
So let me
better
explain
to
what I
see
meant.
you.
So he said, because I happen to be. in the
Yeah,
field.
yeah, yeah,
But I switched to you. But I know what, here's the question.
Yeah,
It's very, very personal.
yeah.
We tried this before. Standing mic, you don't remember?
Right,
15 years ago we
right.
tried. Good. If you use a mic anywhere that you're comfortable, it's personal. And if you do, something that you use, I want to see it and I'll order it. I want what you like.
Both, Mal, get both.
Larry, let me just stay out of
Wait,
it.
wait.
Trust me, stay out of it. You have a personal, no, but it's one of
Okay,
what I
okay,
like.
okay, okay.
What do you like?
Okay, so I'll
Bring
bring
it, I want to see it,
Every-
and I'll get you another one.
every
The
night.
same exact
Good,
one.
good, every night.
No,
When I
Rabbi,
give-
I don't have to
good,
know.
here.
I don't know it. I need a picture of what
Every
you
night
like.
in the Daf Yomi, I use a microphone. Good, good.
And you like it?
Yeah.
That's
good,
what I
good,
want. That's
good,
exactly. I'm
good,
not
good,
gonna
good,
invent the wheel.
Which one you like?
Stop.
Stop
Get
it,
me-
Joe, stop.
Get me a
Good,
picture
good,
of what you
okay,
like.
okay, good.
Somebody-
What do I do? I'm scared. I'm not doing this. What do you care?